I know there are a lot of Terry Lester fans out there who are going to question my decision to use a picture of him as Jonah from Ark II on the thumbnail for this video. After all, Lester received the most accolades from his role as Jack Abbott on the daytime soap opera The Young and the Restless, which he played for almost a decade. Still, at least for me, when I think about Terry Lester, I think of Ark II. It was a show that I really dug. In fact, CBS was my go-to network for Saturday morning programming right around when this show debuted because they had a couple of other live-action shows that I was really fond of. Yep, I've talked at length about both of these wonderful shows in the past, so for now, all I will say is that I'll post links to both of those videos at the end of this one. Okay, moving on. Ark II reminded me of a Gene Roddenberry TV movie that I'd seen a few years earlier called Earth 2 with a dash of Logan's Run mixed in for good measure. It was fairly low budget, and like all of the live-action TV shows in the 70s, there was always a really important lesson to be learned by the end of the episode. And while Jonah wasn't my favorite character on the show, I'll reserve those honors for Ruth and Samuel, I still thought that Lester did a great job as the commander, as the leader of the team. So let's just talk about the show a little bit more for a moment. Because Ark II was part of CBS's Saturday morning lineup for a pretty long time, almost 4 years in fact. The weird thing is that, much like the shows by Sid and Marty Krofft, these live-action filmation productions only had first-run episodes for 1 or 2 seasons. In the case of Ark II, it was just 1 season. New episodes only ran from September to, get this, December of 1976. There were only 15 episodes ever made, but CBS ran them over and over like a champ, all the way through 1979. In fact, CBS was still running Ark II when Terry showed up on A Guilty Pleasure of Mine, the NBC television movie Kiss Meets the Phantom. In the movie, Lester plays Sam, an employee of an amusement park where a mad scientist works. Suffice it to say, he discovers things that he shouldn't, and bad things happen, but spoiler alert, Kiss manages to save the day. And while the movie is pretty bad, I do my best to watch it at least once a year prior to Halloween. It's the least that I can do as a loyal member of the Kiss Army. As I've already mentioned, it was in 1980 that Terry finally found the fame that he was looking for as Jack Abbott on The Young and the Restless. His character was, according to Wikipedia, a scoundrel who never met a woman that he didn't want to spend the night with. Apparently, Lester's character was so popular that the show's creator wrote in an entire family for him. Lester's popularity on the show helped propel it to the top of the daytime TV ratings. However, as the show became more popular, Terry became increasingly dissatisfied with how his character was being handled, and because of that, left the show in 1989. After a brief stint on the NBC soap Santa Barbara, Lester joined the cast of As the World Turns as a character suffering from a multiple personality disorder, which gave him a role that both critics and fans alike really seemed to enjoy him in. In 1994, Terry would leave daytime dramas behind for good and spend the remainder of his career making guest appearances on shows like Star Trek Voyager, JAG, Diagnosis Murder, and Walker, Texas Ranger. Sadly, Terry Lester passed away unexpectedly and quite suddenly on November 28, 2003. While circumstances surrounding his death weren't immediately revealed, it was later disclosed that Lester had suffered a series of heart attacks. I will say that a little bit of searching on the internet reveals that there may be more to this story. So let me just say this. Terry Lester was a great person. Not only did he achieve fame in the world of entertainment, but he also quietly volunteered countless hours over the course of his lifetime to causes that he felt were important to him. He just didn't make a big deal about those things because that's not the kind of person he was. So truth be told, I don't really care how he died. I am, however, saddened by his passing. Alright, enough yapping. Were you a fan of Terry Lester's work? If so, let me know in the comment section below, and while you're at it, I would appreciate it if you clicked on the thumbs up icon and maybe even considered subscribing to the channel. I talk about music, movies, and mostly television from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. You know, the good stuff. But most importantly, and as always, thank you so much for watching.